And, rest is a worthy endeavor. Those are very interesting words, because at this point, for me, rest still would have been a bit of an effort. The word endeavor implies it takes a bit of work to get there. It takes a bit of focus to get there. It takes a bit of concentration to get there. I did not really not at all, know how to rest my mind then, not like I do now. I'm a pro compared to then, and I'm sure someday I'll be more of a pro compared to now. But if we look at comparisons, really, I'm a pro compared to then. I just did not know how to do it. And so this is why Holy Spirit is telling me it's worth the effort. It's worth it for you to keep trying. This is something worth working on. So rest is a worthy endeavor. And then Holy Spirit says, rest accepts peace as it is, and peace welcomes love. Now this is really reminding me of something the Holy Spirit gave me earlier this week. Earlier this week, the Holy Spirit gave me a message where he talked about peace being with us always, peace being our anchor, peace being underneath whatever emotions we may think that we're feeling. We may think that we're feeling fearful, we may think that we're worrying, we may think that we're feeling guilty, we may think that we're feeling unworthy. But what Holy Spirit said is, whenever we are resting, accepting, and trusting, or another way of wording that might be we're letting go of judgment and just observing our feelings, really we're very strongly anchored in the peace that is actually underneath those emotions. Again, if we think of everything vertical, the emotions are very close to the surface, but underneath that there's a peace. Just like if you think of the ocean, when there's a storm, the storm is of course kicking up the surface of the ocean, but as you know, if you go very deep within the ocean, there is still a peace. And Holy Spirit is teaching us that is also true of us, that peace is down within us. And when we rest, accept, and trust, no matter what we are feeling, we're really very well anchored in that peace that is there. And so that's what this is saying. Rest accepts peace as it is. Rest accepts that this peace is still there and that there's really nothing to fear. We can actually feel fear, rest, accept, and trust through the fear. And the truth is we're very tightly anchored within the peace. So Holy Spirit was already starting to teach me that message right here. Rest accepts peace as it is, and peace welcomes love. Now remember, as I mentioned, one of the concerns in my mind was I still was having grievances towards a couple of people. Those last two grievances holding on at work. I'd started off with about 50, and in the last year, 48 of them I'd been able to let go. But there's those last two that are still holding on. So I'm a little bit worried about those last two. And so the Holy Spirit says, as you look at your brother today, remember to rest. Nothing else is asked of you. That's really very important, because what I'm thinking when I'm looking at these two brothers, when I'm looking at these two people that I still seem to have grievances about, I'm thinking there's something wrong with me. I'm judging myself because I have not been able to get to peace with these two individuals. When I'm judging myself, of course, I'm not helping myself at all. And I didn't understand that then. We got to remember, I was very much an infant on the spiritual path still at this time. But of course, if I am resting the mind and just being with my brother, I'm letting go of the judgment. I may not consciously begin letting go of the judgment, but I am. If I'm just breathing and being with my brother, resting, I am letting go of the judgment. And that, of course, is very important to letting go of the grievance, because what is keeping the grievance alive is the judgment. It's also very important in letting go of my guilt, because what is keeping the guilt alive is my own judgment against myself for having a grievance. So if I can stand in the presence of these two brothers and just focus on resting, I'm letting go of the judgment, which is letting go of the grievance and letting go of the guilt. You can see how brilliant the Holy Spirit is. So Holy Spirit says, as you look at your brother today, remember to remember to rest. Nothing else is asked of you. I swear I'm only drinking coffee, decaffeinated coffee, not wine. But we're having so much fun here, it's as if we're drinking wine. Yeah. Yeah, as you look at your brother today, remember to rest. Nothing else is asked of you. Holy Spirit's saying, I'm not asking you to figure out a way to like these people. I'm not asking you to struggle real hard to see the light in them. I'm not asking you to judge the heck out of yourself. I'm just asking you to rest. Nothing else is asked of you today. And then Holy Spirit goes on. As you remember your questions, because of course I still had lots of questions about everything. How was the packing going to get done on time? Were the movers going to show up? What should I give away? What should I keep? Who should I transition stuff to at work? As you remember your questions, your challenges, and confusion, be willing to let them go and rest instead. Rest. Rest in faith and trust that all is well and all guidance will be revealed because you have asked. Of course, as you know, during this move, when I'm worrying about, when the movers are going to show up or any other details about the move, all of that is a projection into the future, right? I'm projecting into the future about everything. And so Holy Spirit is telling me to rest, but just telling me to rest wouldn't really be good enough with all of these near future concerns. So in addition to telling me to rest, he's telling me guidance will be revealed in the right time. And you just need to trust that. So when it comes time to deal with this and time to deal with that, you will know what to do. So rest and trust that guidance will be revealed. So we've almost got a rat here now. Not quite. There's no acceptance going on yet. But we're resting and trusting. So we've almost got a rat here. As you remember your questions and challenges and confusion, be willing to let them go and rest instead. Rest in faith and trust that all is well and all guidance will be revealed because you have asked. There is no cause for concern of what or when or how. As you rest, it will be revealed to you. And that was an important line too, because what I got out of that line was, if I'm all worried and caught up in confusion, I might not know what to do, because my mind's so busy it would be blocking my knowing. But as I rest, I will know what to do. So suddenly rest became my answer. Before I thought thinking and worrying was my answer, but now rest becomes my answer. If I remain still in the mind, remain in trust, I will know what to do. And then you will know in happiness and gratitude that you are loved. And there's no doubt about that. We all know this. As the Holy Spirit's guidance comes just when we need it, we feel loved. We feel guided. We no longer feel alone. And then you will know in happiness and gratitude that you are loved, and that love is real, and that love is within you. There is nothing else to say today. Remember to rest and enjoy your rest. It is my gift to you. I'll let go of the mic and see if anybody has anything they want to share before we move on.